everyone, and welcome to Harmon Field on a wet, rainy night in Wapakoneta, where tonight a Western Buckeye League matchup between the Wapakoneta Redskins and the Kenton Wildcats. I'm Dan Hearn along with Paul Sadler. And Paul, a Kenton team that comes into this game 1-1. They had a rough week in week 1, but rebounded in week 2.
Yeah, and the WBL is where it counts, and both of these guys are tied at 1-0. And this was a big week 2 matchup last year where Wapakoneta won kind of a split game where they played part of it on Friday and then had a big come-from-behind victory, 15-14, when Cameron Locke caught a touchdown pass from Cody Morgan. Kenton was 0-2 at that time, but went on to win their next 11 games to finish 8-1 in the league and finish state semifinalists. And we're looking for another great ball game here tonight.
There's a lot of times where the matchup between these two teams can decide who finishes at the top of the Western Buckeye League. It's a home game for the Redskins, which is usually a beneficial thing, but not necessarily in this series.
Yeah, in this series, the last 4 teams to win have been the road teams. So Walpock really looking to defend home turf against the Kenton Wildcats for the first time in a long time.
Well, the Redskins have it teed up, and we are set for the start of tonight's ball game. Redskins trying to improve to 3-0. Kenton won the toss and has elected to receive. They will field it inside the 15-yard line, back across the 20, and that's where the trip ends at the 22-yard line.
And nice tackle there by Cordell Newman.
Trent Heights is the starting quarterback for this Wildcat team, and he has some starting experience.
He does it, and he's one of the few returning starters and few familiar names here for Kenton, who only returned 2 starters from last year's state semifinal team. Trent Heights is a junior in his second year as a starter. He's currently second in the WBL in total offense. He's a threat to pass the ball with 3 touchdown passing, and is 4th in rushing with 222 yards.
Well, there's a little bit of motion on the near side of the field, and I believe Chris Deerdorf was the guilty party for Kenton, so that will back them up on their first play of the game.
And Kenton's had 2 really different experiences in week 1 and week 2. Week 1, they were shut out by the Coldwater Cavaliers 42-0. Then they rebounded last week to win 35-21 over Defiance. Kenton's still going to run that spread offense that they kind of really pioneered in this area with no running back and 5 wide receivers every play.
Heights will keep it himself on this first down and 15. He'll go up for about 4 yards, back up close to the original line of scrimmage.
And this is how they're going to put pressure on you. They're not going to huddle up. They're going to go on the line the whole time. They're going to have pass patterns going on, and you have to account for that quarterback as a runner. Again, last week against Defiance, he had 177 yards just running the ball.
He will come to the line of scrimmage on a second down and 10. Back to pass, lobs it to the near side. Deerdorf across the middle to the 30, and he'll be stacked up as he gets to the 34-yard line, making the 33, a little bit short of the first down.
And Deerdorf, one of the 3 primary targets. Hunter Phillips actually leads the way, number 3 for Kenton catching the ball. Deerdorf's currently the 2nd leading receiver of the team. And Marcus South there with a big 5-yard penalty that's going to move the chains for Kenton.
So the Redskins get a little over-aggressive, and the penalty will give the Wildcats a first down. Now, Paul, steady rain tonight, not necessarily a downpour, but a steady rain. Who does that affect more?
You know, given that you're playing on artificial turf as opposed to a regular field, you know, it might not be as big of a factor as it would be on a natural turf where it's been raining for most of the day, where in a lot of other places you might have a really muddy field. It's going to be really nice conditions here. You know, the footing is really good, and truthfully, you know, as long as they keep the ball dry out there by the officials, you know, I do expect a pretty clean game.
Phillips making that catch on first down for 6 yards. Now Heights under pressure, brings it to the near side. He tucks it at the 45, and he'll go out of bounds across midfield in Wapakoneta territory at the 47.
Heights making a really good decision right there. Cockrell had an inside push, and he was able to get that soft corner to pick up a first down. Kenton starters on the offensive line, only 1 returning starter there, number 52, the left tackle, Tyler Hines, a big 6'4", 275. Otherwise, breaking in a lot of new starters on the line.
4 receivers to the right and pressure up the middle as Heights tried to take it around the left side, slipped and fell, and he'll fall down a yard short of the line of scrimmage.
And Dylan Keel was just right there to be able to make the play. Crawford actually looked like he might have been held there a little bit, enough to where his uniform kind of got dislodged.
3 to the right, 2 to the left for Heights on a 2nd down and 12. Lobs it out to the right side, and a nice tackle in the backfield by Landon Hall brings that play to a quick end.
And some fine tackling right there. And, that's what Kenton uses in lieu of running the ball. They'll run a lot of bubble screens. They'll run some slip screens, as we saw earlier in this drive as well. But this brings up the first 3rd and long for Kenton.
They have not thrown the ball deep so far tonight. And as Paul mentioned, a 3rd down and 13 here. Heights back to pass with time. Plenty of time, fires it out to the right side, and it's caught, but short of the first down, inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Definitely going to kind of change some things up right here defensive-wise. 4th down and this short and that, it's automatic. They're going to go for it. Wapak only rushed 2 on that time. Even Corey Crawford in the 3-man line actually dropped off the coverage that time. I think just to spy on Heights to see if he would take off and run.
Riker Durfel with the catch over there on the far sideline, and now some substitutions, and it looks like they will bring Bryce Tucker into the backfield. This is the 8th play of the drive on the 4th down, and the ball loose, and still loose back near midfield, and it's finally recovered by the Redskins at the 47-yard line.
Well, Kenton kind of going out of their character. They brought in the freshman Bryce Tucker in as a running back. They went under center and was unable to handle the snap. And then Tucker compounded that error. Instead of just jumping on it, he just bent over and tried to pick it up. And the slick ball didn't stay with him. So a big turnover there by Kenton on the opening drive gives tremendous field position to the Redskins.
So the Redskins come out for their first drive of the night. And Paul, last week in a game that they had to play on Saturday against Shawnee, they threw the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, and they didn't necessarily need to against Shawnee, but I really think they're trying to get Huffman as a first-year quarterback starters confidence going, and getting right here with getting another high percentage pass to the big-time playmaker Cameron Locke.
He'll get across midfield to the 48 on the other side, about a 5-yard pickup on 1st down.
And Cameron Locke is listed as a running back, but he's going to line up all over the place. He's a dynamic player. He's currently 5th in the Western Buckeye League in rushing with 218 yards, but he only has 10 carries in 2 games. His average per carry is almost 22 yards a pop. He's just an explosive player, perhaps the fastest kid here in the Western Buckeye League, and they're going to find all sorts of ways to get the ball in his hands.
He's a nice weapon to have in your arsenal. Man in motion across the backfield, and again, Huffman in the shotgun. He takes it himself and goes off the right side. He'll get down to the 46-yard line. A gain of a couple brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, I think the coaches are going to get on Nate Elsass right there, who was blocking out of the backfield and kind of just stopped in the hole. And Huffman, off the good play fake, ran right up his back, and that stopped his momentum enough to prevent him from getting a bigger gain.
Huffman has shown that he can break off a nice run. 2 receivers to his right on a 3rd down and 2. Man in motion out of the backfield, that's Hall. They pitch it to Cameron Locke coming to the near side. He busts through to the 30, 25, 20. He's off to the races and into the end zone. Touchdown.
A 46-yard touchdown, and that's not going to hurt his average per carry right there either. Real interesting play right there. Going over a little heavy set, actually motioned the fullback to the outside to set the edge a little bit more, and they were able to get just enough of a crease, and that's all Cameron Locke needs.
And you do not want to be behind him because you're not going to catch him from that angle. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good.
That is his 12th carry of the year and 6th touchdown, Dan.
That's a pretty good rate. 7-0 Redskins with 7:52 remaining here in the first quarter. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
7-0 Redskins after a 3-play, 53-yard touchdown drive that covered 1 minute and 30 seconds and ended with a 46-yard run by Cameron Locke to give the Redskins the lead. Tristan Meyer with the ensuing kickoff. It'll be fielded at the 11-yard line. Back across the 20 and up to about the 30-yard line. A good return there for Kenton. Paul, let's take a look at the defensive starters if we could.
Yeah, the Wapak defense still tops in the league, only giving up 3 points on the year, and the only points they gave up was actually a really impressive touchdown catch by Shawnee last week after pitching a shutout against Bell Fountain. On the defensive front, Court Miracle and Corey Crawford kind of lead the way in the 4-3 for Wapak.
1st and 10 for Heights. He lobs it out to the near side, and fighting through a block and making the tackle was Maddox Lyles.
And Maddox Lyles, talked about him in week 1, just a tremendous form tackler. And I kind of mentioned the 4-3 is their base defense. You can't play your base defense against Kenton. They don't give you a right look. You see they got an extra DB on the field, only playing with 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers.
Heights will roll out to the right here on a 2nd down. He lobs it short of his intended receiver. That ball skipped about 5 yards in front of the Kenton.
And that's Heights' first misfire here in this game. The linebackers, you got Cockrell, WBL second team returnee. Landon Hall and Dylan Keel, a lot of experience there in the linebacker core. And in the secondary, you got Locke, Elsass, Drew Vall, Aaron Huffman, and also Maddox Lyles playing in the nickel defense of this week.
3rd down and 12. Heights thought about stepping up, and then he's going to meet up with Jacob Cockrell and go down for a loss back to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, I just mentioned his brother, but Jake getting a lot of playing time and really taking advantage of it with the sack right there for Kenton, and that's going to force a punt.
Second solid defensive series for the Redskins. They forced a turnover on the last one, and this time a 3 and out.
And this is a danger time right here because 23 is back there, and he's already had a punt return for a touchdown this season.
He stands at his own 45-yard line. Kick is away. It's a long kick. Locke backs up inside the 40. Gets a nice block at the 45. Cuts it back, and he'll go down near the 48-yard line.
Yeah, Drew Vall and Court Miracle with nice blocks, but credit Kenton to be able to kind of contain Locke. That's not an easy thing to do. However, the Redskins with, once again, great field position to start their second drive.
They started their first drive at their own 47-yard line. They'll start this one at their own 48.
So just hitting some other starters for Wapak. We mentioned before Huffman and Locke. Up on the offensive line, you got Corey Thrush at center, and he leads the way for an all-senior starting line.
Landon Hall in the backfield behind Huffman.
And you're going to see a lot of different faces in the backfield for the Redskins.
Huffman will take it off the left side, and he's going to be brought down for a loss as he couldn't quite get around the corner, and Reichelderfer was there to bring him down.
Yeah, only a sophomore right there, and big size disparity right there. Reichelderfer only 5'8", and then Huffman 6'6", but he was able to make the open field tackle right there, and this brings up what you would expect to be excuse me, I was thinking it's 3rd down, excuse me. It's 2nd and 11, so, you still got your playbook. Could be a pass or a run.
Mm-hmm. Cameron Locke will line up in the backfield with Huffman. He has one receiver wide to each side. It'll be a handoff to Locke. He comes to the near side. And he's going to be hit and dropped for a loss back to the 45.
Devin McGrath there with the tackle, one of the only 2 returning starters for this Kenton defense, who was a tremendous defense, and we got a player down.
Trainers are going to come out to take a look at the injured Wapakoneta Redskin. And we'll take a timeout here as they attend to the injured player. 5:34 remaining here in the first quarter with the Redskins on top. 7-0. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
When you see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because GA Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, GA Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Back here in Wapakoneta, and the injured player for the Redskins at the center.
Yeah, Corey Thrush, we actually just mentioned him, the big 6'2", 240-pound senior. That's going to put the junior John Bourne in, who's not a small boy himself at 6'2", 240. But, you know, it's 3rd and 13 that you're coming in. You're going with against a tilt-nose defense. As you can see right there, the replay in the top right of the screen. We're not sure exactly what happened. Looks like it might be an arm injury. But we're back here to live action and what looks to be a passing down.
Huffman back to pass with time. Fires it out to the near side, and it's caught and dropped immediately after making the catch is Nate Elsath just across the midfield stripe, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
And we have seen some very short tackling so far from this Kenton defense, but that time by Ty Carmine, a junior, and that's a very common theme. Kenton is replacing a lot of people, but they don't have a lot of seniors to replace them, which is conversely to Walpock, who only had 2 returning starters on offense, but they had an all-senior starting offensive line. Kenton only has 4 starting seniors right now on defense and only 3 starting seniors on offense.
Cameron Locke will put the foot into it here on a 4th down and 8. Good kick, and it will roll down inside the 10-yard line, and it's going to be tapped down at the 1. Nice job there by Maddox Lyles to get down and get a hand on that one.
Now, there is a flag right at the line of scrimmage near the Kenton line, so we'll see if this is negated, but it would have been a 48-yard return all net, but there's going to be, I think, maybe an illegal formation foul on the Redskins.
So we'll see what the officials say here.
So we don't have an official report on the injury with Corey Thrush, but he is being taken away on a cart right now, and we hope for the best for that young man.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've spotted the ball back now at the 45-yard line.
So a big break there. This is probably going to end up being a lot more than just a regular 5-yard penalty, because they would have been pinned back at the 1-yard line. We'll see what happens.
Locke fields the snap, puts the foot into it. Another good kick. This one's going to hit, and it'll be down near the 15-yard line. So, yeah, about a 15-yard penalty there for the Redskins.
Yeah, still not great field position, but not nearly as bad as it could have been. But so far, this Kenton offense has not been very successful. Out of their 11 plays, 5 of them have gone for negative yards.
That's not a good way to move down the field, Paul.
No, but Kenton is still very young. Trent Heights as I mentioned, is a returnee, but all the skill position players, all the receivers are brand new after having a very veteran group last year. So, Kenton's going to have to kind of find their way here a little bit against, again, a very, very stingy Wapak defense.
So the Wildcats will come out after a 41-yard punt by Cameron Locke. And they start at their own 14-yard line. Heights with time, looks, fires deep down the near sideline, and it's incomplete. And Drew Vall over there with the coverage.
And they were looking for Alex Stevens right there. They're actually kind of faking the bubble screen right there. And then they made Stevens look like he was going to block, but then ended up running him up the sidelines on a wheel route. That's a real nice counter move that you'll see out of the spread offense, and we'll see Kenton probably come back to that again later in the game.
Pass was a little underthrown. Vall had a much better position on it than Stevens. This one on a short pass. Deerdorf makes the catch and gets maybe a yard.
And once again, Maddox Lyles there with the tackle, doing a tremendous job, in tackling. We're seeing it from both sides of the ball, both teams actually, some tremendous form tackling.
Third down and long here for the Wildcats. They are 0 for 2 on third down. Heights rolling deep to the far side, fires it upfield where it's caught. Nope, they're going to say it was incomplete at the 21-yard line. He was trying to connect with Reichelderfer, but incompletion brings up a fourth down.
And this will be the second punt for Kenton. And Trent Heights also handling the punting duties. He's actually second in the WBL in punting average, averaging a little over 32 a kick.
Locke and Lyles back to return this kick. They're going to stand in Kenton territory at the 47-yard line. Kick is away. Short kick. It'll take a Wapakoneta bounce and be down in Kenton territory at the 36-yard line. Make it the 37.
Well, so far, Wapak has dominated the field position. And what it really came down to was that opening drive fumble. Kenton actually had the field position flipped, and even if they wouldn't have gotten on fourth down, that might have been in too bad a shape. But fumbling there right at midfield really has turned how this game has started here for the Redskins.
Well, Kenton's defense was able to keep the Redskins off the board on their last possession. Huffman will be under center, hands it off to Cameron Locke, comes to the near side of the field at the 35, cuts it back to the middle, and a flag comes down as he goes inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And that's going to be another flag here on Wapak. And Wapak actually came into the game as being the least penalized team in the Western Buckeye League. They have a key one right there that's going to cost them 10 yards.
So it negates a Cameron Locke run and pushes the Redskins all the way out to the 42-yard line. Still not bad field position, Paul.
No, and because it's a spot foul, it's going to be first and about 15 as opposed to first and 20 because the hold took place downfield.
Elsass will check into the ball game for the Redskins as they will try and rebound after the penalty. 3 receivers out to the left as Huffman works out of the shotgun. Hall is back there with him, and Huffman with a deep drop sets up the screen to Hall. He goes to the 35 and bowls his way up to the 30-yard line. A nicely executed screen pass for the Redskins.
Yeah, they went trips and kind of cleared out the area. Landon Hall was the only back in the backfield with Huffman, and then they set up the middle screen. Landon Hall, mostly known for his defensive work, but as mentioned, Coach Moyer will kind of mix things up with who he puts in the backfield. And sometimes, you'll see Cockrell back there. This time you saw Landon Hall there on the replay. Nice job blocking downfield to get that 12-yard gain to make back most of that penalty yardage.
Second down and 2 for the Redskins. Huffman will keep it himself. He finds the 2 and more. Inside the 20, he'll go down at the 19-yard line.
Some really nice cuts right there. Nifty run there by Huffman, who sidestepped a couple different times to be able to pick up good yardage on that play on the right side.
So a first down for the Redskins as this drive continues. And the Redskins able to overcome that holding penalty on the first play of this drive and move down inside the 20-yard line.
Okay, looking to probably to run the ball here a little bit more now.
Locke with it on the right side, cuts it back to the middle, 5, touchdown.
Landon Hall with a crushing block right there to lead the way. Locke cuts it up and is able to go in and find pay dirt for the second time tonight.
Well, and that run won't hurt his average too much either, Paul. 19 yards on the carry for Cameron Locke. Tristan Meyer out to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Aaron Huffman. Hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:41 remaining here in the first quarter, and the Redskins have opened up a 14-0 lead. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Tristan Meyer will tee it up following the second Cameron Locke touchdown run of the night. It was the longest drive of the night so far, Paul, for the Redskins. 1 minute and 39 seconds. 3 plays, 37 yards. Cameron Locke with a 19-yard touchdown run, and Tristan Meyer added the extra point to bring us to our 14-0 score.
Yeah, when you got a big play hitter like that, sometimes you don't have to grind it out with long, time-consuming drives.
Mm-hmm.
So in contrast, Walpock averaging near 11 yards a play. Kenton only averaging 1.6.
This one will be fielded at the 1-yard line, back across the 10 to the 15, and stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return.
We're going to take another look at the touchdown run, running off the right side. You're going to see Landon Hall with a big block right there. Also saw Stone Schnarry leading up the way, and Cole Hogan with a big down block to really spring that play. So, again, want to give credit to the big guys up front because they always do a great job in there and don't necessarily get a whole lot of credit for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach Fackler's Wildcats now in a 2-touchdown hole. Late here in the first quarter, that pass fired out and intercepted by Lyles at the 28-yard line. Pass was overthrown, intended for Phillips on the near side, and picked off.
And Trent Heights does have a little bit of an interception bug. This is his 17th start, and there's only been 2 starts that he has not thrown an interception. So, last year he threw 34 touchdowns, but he also threw 23 interceptions on the year. There you see Maddox Lyles coming through with the interception, and Walpock threatening to blow this open early if they're able to stick this one in.
In Heights' defense, Paul, he does throw the ball a lot during a game.
And another 5-yard penalty here for Walpock this time. Case Childs, the tight end, junior, getting a little ahead of himself.
So that'll back the Redskins up to a first down at 15. Back out to the 33-yard line.
And, that's going to make it tough when you turn the ball over. Kenton right now, at least statistically, having probably one of their toughest years despite their record. Cutting into the game, Kenton is 8th in total yardage in offense and 9th in total defense.
Hall and Locke in the backfield behind Huffman. It'll be Locke going to the left side. He gets to the corner, to the 25, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the house.
I tell you what, you just cannot prepare for his speed. Tremendous job right there. Again, Cody Klosterman this time with a pancake block to kind of lead the way to set that left edge. And the Redskins are blowing this up early on here in the first quarter, Dan. And we can see the replay again. See both of them in there, and there's actually Elsass partnered in there with Klosterman to really show that edge, and then it's all speed there by Cameron Locke.
Less than 20 seconds in between his 2 touchdowns, Paul. Myers' extra point is up and good, and the Redskins now lead by 3 touchdowns. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Hello?
Call dropped?
Hello?
No more minutes? Lost your phone? Don't worry. Telephone service from TSC is always crystal clear. Never runs out of minutes. Never has a dead battery. And most importantly, in an emergency, it displays your address for 911. Plus, TSC keeps you connected with free calling in our expanded calling area. Ask about telephone service from TSC today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
A big first quarter for the Wapakoneta Redskins, and especially for Cameron Locke. He snapped off 3 long touchdown runs, including his last one, a 33-yarder, to complete a 1-play drive for the Redskins and give them a 21-0 lead. Tristan Meyer puts the foot into it, and that one is going to go out of the back of the end zone. Unreturnable.
Well, Kenton needs to kind of get something going here to stay in this ball game. They have the offensive setup and offensive scheme to, prolong this game and get a lot of possessions and to be able to score. But, doing that is a lot different than saying that you're going to be able to do it, because this defense has been really, really up to the task so far.
Mm-hmm. It's usually better to start doing that before you're down by 3 touchdowns.
You know what, though? We did a game last week.
You're
and it
right.
was 20-0, and
you are right.
Van Wert, we thought was going to be on the way, and St. Mary's came all the way back. So, Western Buckeye League, you got to strap it up all 4 quarters.
Nice pass out to the right side, caught for a short gain by Reichelderfer.
And that's a good thing, for Kenton to do right now with Heights, is continue just to dink and dunk a little bit, get some confidence going, but at some point I think you probably will need to go over the top.
Low snap, and Heights is going to do well just to get back to that ball, then fires it up the right side, incomplete. And Heights turned what could have been a disaster for Kenton into an incomplete pass.
Yeah, well, basically whatever could go wrong has been going wrong, and so far for Kenton. And Heights did kind of rescue that play to just not lose yardage.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Redskins mixing up their coverage now, got Locke and tight man-to-man.
Heights with time, fires it out to the right, and it looks like it's going to be a 1st down reception by Reichelderfer.
So a much-needed 1st down there by Kenton.
Heights again out of the shotgun with the 5 receivers, this time 3 to the right, 2 to the left. He has time and fires it out to the near side. It goes off the hands of his intended receiver, Deerdorf, at the 35, and incomplete.
And Deerdorf, normally a sure-handed receiver here for the Kenton offense, came into the game as the 7th leading receiver in the Western Buckeye League. And if you want to be able to stay in the game and have a chance of beating this Redskin team, you need to start making those plays.
Deerdorf in the slot on the near side. Heights takes the snap. He steps up and now looks like he's going to run it to the right side. He'll get out of bounds near the line of scrimmage, so a 3rd down and long coming up for Kenton.
So this is going to bring up a 3rd and long for Kenton. So far they are 1 for 4 on 3rd downs.
Same formation here on 3rd down. Oh, they're going to call it 3rd and 8. Heights with time. Fires it deep down the center of the field, and it's caught at the 35-yard line. A nice job by Reichelderfer to come back and get that ball.
Yeah, and he was covered fairly well by Huffman, but right at the last minute he cut off his route and came back to the football. Really not much you can do coverage-wise there. And the first really big offensive play here for the Kenton Wildcats.
They'll spot that one at the 34-yard line. Heights lobs it out to the near side. It's caught and dropped as he gets across the 30-yard line as Tucker, the freshman.
And it's amazing what a 33-yard pass play will do for your confidence. And this is what Kenton needs to do, is start playing with some tempo. You see the Redskins kind of flipping their coverage around, and they're going to try to snap before they get even set.
That was my mistake. That was Ludwig on that catch, and he's here again on this reception. He'll get down to the 25-yard line.
So Hunter Phillips, leading receiver, kind of coming up a little bit gimpy after that play. It brings up a 3rd and short here for Kenton. We saw them in a 3rd and short earlier go underneath center. We'll see if they decide to or not.
And all of a sudden, Kenton's offense comes to life in the final minute of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play, the Redskins with a 21-0 lead. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Back here at Harmon Field for the start of the second quarter.
And so far we've seen, this has been all Wapak, and Wapak's really dominated the Western Buckeye League here lately. They are currently on a 20-game Western Buckeye League winning streak. Their last loss, I believe, our statistician A.J. Lisa told me, was back in 2013 to Kenton.
Wow. First down run there for Heights. And he lobs it out to the far side, and his receiver, Stevens, is planted after making that reception.
I tell you what, if I just see a tackle being made quickly and efficiently on the perimeter by Wapak, I'm just going to assume it's Maddox Lyles from now on. So he seems to be everywhere on this. Again, we'll see this nice play right there. A little bit slow developing. Could not get their block in right there. Maddox Lyles with a big tackle.
Heights will take the snap. Looking with time, fires to the right side, and that one's incomplete. Well short of his intended receiver at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Phillips was well covered there by Vol and Keel. Really undercut that route to knock it down. So given the situation there with the 3rd and 10 where you're at, with this passing offense, you're never really out of it. They're going to go for it on 4th down no matter what. So all of their offense is still in play here.
Well, this Kenton offense has looked pretty good on this possession after looking pretty miserable for the first part of this ball game. This one fired into the end zone and intercepted in the near side of the end zone by Vol, but a flag came down at the very start of that play. We'll see what that flag was about.
And it's going to be an illegal formation on Kenton, so the interception will stand. The second interception thrown by Heights and 3rd turnover overall by the Kenton Wildcats. Really spoiling and wasting that long pass play that they had to be able to have their deepest penetration of the game go for naught. But the pass was a little bit underthrown. Again, Heights, the interception bug kind of getting him a little bit. That's his 4th interception thrown on the year.
Good job by Vol to scoop that one up.
Here we see the replay. Again, ball underthrown ball just right there. Looked like Reichelderfer had really no chance to be able to make a play on that.
So the Redskins will take over at their own 20-yard line. First down and 10, their first possession of this second quarter. Huffman will work out of that pistol formation, and he got some motion on the hard snap count from the defensive line.
That's a junior Mason Crabtree jumped off for Kenton. You know, a rule that's different in high school than some of the other levels of football is once you're in the neutral zone on defense, it's a penalty. It's a dead ball. In college and the pros, you can get back as long as the ball's not snapped and it's not a penalty. So, you know, that's something that the kids have to adjust at this level.
So a free 5 yards for the Redskins to start this possession. Same formation here on second down, and Huffman will look to the sideline.
And Kenton with that unique tilt 4-3 that they've been playing forever. That nose guard's actually in the A gap and tilts, and it can make it kind of tough to block because it messes with your rules.
Good tackle on the near side to bring Huffman down. And I believe that was Tucker who made the tackle after a short gain.
And Coach Travis Moyer trying to get some of his other weapons in there. We know 23 is doing pretty good, so we're looking to see some of the other guys, see if they're able to impact the offensive side.
Second down and 4 here. That was Jared Ramge on that last tackle, not Tucker. They share the number 8. Here is Locke, comes to the near side, stays on his feet across the 30, and will pick up the first down to the 33-yard line. He was fighting through that last part of that drive there, Paul.
He was, because Austin Baroker right there, the second leading tackler for this team, was right there, made good contact, and really tripped him up enough to slow him down to be able to be taken down.
Coach Moyer talking to Huffman as he comes back to the huddle. 10 minutes to play here in the half. Man in motion out of the backfield is Hall, and now whistles and a timeout going to be taken by Wapakoneta before this first down play. Redskins lead 21-0 here at Harmon Field, and you are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. But together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Walpock, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan only from TSC.
TSC. Give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Call TSC.
Well, after the timeout, the Redskins will come out to their own 32-yard line for a first down. Same formation here. They had Hall in motion out of the backfield, and he'll do the same here. Pitch comes to Locke to the near side. Following some blockers. He gets to the 40, and he's pushed out of bounds there. And that's about the only thing that can slow him down is going out of bounds.
Yeah, you know, they ran that pitch that time to the short side, so he didn't have quite as much turf to be able to work with. However, you know, credit Kenton for being able to stretch him out there to the sideline.
So a 7-yard pickup brings up a second down and 3. And Locke will move out of the backfield now out to the wide side of the field, on the far side, Hall stays in the backfield with him. And a snap is high. Huffman will roll and fall on it back at the 21-yard line. So a huge loss on that second down play.
And the first real bad play for the Redskins, that's going to cost them a big, big chunk of yardage. bring up 3rd and forever here for the Redskins. And we'll see if Coach Moyer decides to put the ball in the hands of his senior quarterback to see if they can advance the ball here with the pass.
Well, it's a 3rd down and 20.
Although, with his average per carry, Cameron Locke's still not a bad option.
That's right. With his average, he would have the first down by a yard. 3 receivers wide to the right. Huffman in the shotgun, and it's a draw play, and he's going to be drilled for a loss.
And Kent was not fooled. Caleb Morgan, with his 3rd tackle for loss on the season right there, put his shoulder right into the rib cage of Aaron Huffman, and that's going to cause a punting situation for the Redskins.
4th and 23, ball inside the 20-yard line at the 19. So the Kenton defense comes up big there, forcing the Redskins off the field.
And again, that's been the hallmark of Kenton for a really long time. They've had an incredible run of tremendous teams. They've made the playoffs the last 6 years, and they've been to the state semifinals the last 2 years, state runner-up the year before that.
Whistles and a delay of game penalty going to be called against the Redskins here, so that will back them up 5 yards more.
The Redskins just a little tardy on getting on the field in that punting situation, so that's going to cost them 5 yards. And Kenton looking to get really good field position right here, which they finally got a stop. They flipped the field position for the first time in the game, and see if they can take advantage of it here.
They will be back to return. They have 2 return men standing at the midfield stripe. Locke puts the foot into it from the 5-yard line. High kick, but short. And it takes a Kenton bounce and out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
Really short punt. That looks like that's about a 7-yard punt. So Kenton really doesn't get punished for throwing that interception this time. Ends up with even better field position than they had previously. And they really need to get a score here. And as we saw last week, if you just get that one score, sometimes momentum can change, and all of a sudden you got a totally different ball game.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's about the first thing that's gone wrong for Cameron Locke tonight. 9-yard punt. Heights out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left.
One thing, Heights been really controlled in the running game. Again, he had 177 yards running the ball last week, and he's not done a very good job, been bottled up so far.
And this play stopped before it gets started. Another delay of game, this time against Kenton, and it'll push them back outside the 25-yard line.
With institution of the play clocks at most stadiums here in high school, and Harmon Field's no different. They have it on both ends. You really think you wouldn't see very many delayed game penalties anymore.
1st and 15 now. Heights takes the snap, fires it out to the right side where it's caught. Coming across the middle is Phillips, and he'll get back to about the original line of scrimmage.
And Miracle actually right there, probably saved at least probably a first down right there by being in the position and making him kind of bubble back just a little bit and allowed all the rest of the pursuit to come in and catch back up. As it is, they basically made up that penalty there with a 5-yard gain.
2nd down and 10. Heights will keep it himself. Goes up the middle of the field, and he's going to be knocked off his feet at about the 16-yard line. So a gain of about 6.
And a nifty move right there. And that's where that 5-yard penalty is a killer. That should have been a first down. But now it's a 3rd and 4.
The Wildcats have moved the ball downfield on their last 2 possessions. This one incomplete as he fired it out to the left side, trying to get Deerdorf, and incomplete.
And just the timing was off right there. Heights didn't have a real good handle on the ball right when he got it, and that threw off the timing because he had receivers open there. That should have been an easy pitch and catch for a first down, but instead that's going to bring up a key 4th.
So the Wildcats 0 for 1 on 4th down. They had that fumble on their last 4th down try. Heights under some pressure this time. Scrambling out to the near side, fires it down the right side, and it's picked off by Landon Hall at the 6-yard line. So the Redskin defense, backed up against the wall by that short punt, comes up with the turnover.
Landon Hall picks off Heights for the 3rd interception, 4th overall turnover for the Wildcats. We'll be a little nitpicky right here. That was 4th down. He could have just knocked it down and got a little bit better field position. But, that's hard to do that in the heat of the moment. So Landon Hall gets the ball back for the Redskins. Not great field position right here, but once again, Kenton misses an opportunity to put points on the board.
Huffman will climb under center now. Ball on the 7-yard line, and a flag comes down from the far side of the field, and it looks like Kenton's been drawn off sides again.
And Thomas Phillips flinched just enough right there to get in the neutral zone, and Huffman, with the hard count right there, we heard him call all the way up here, and that was enough to draw the 5-yard penalty.
Second time he's been successful with that tonight.
It's the 4th penalty for Kenton, as we've seen a decent amount of flags here. Walpock has been flagged 5 times. Coming into the game, Walpock has only been penalized 7 times coming in.
First down and 5. They put a man in motion across the backfield. It's Hall with the handoff to the right side across the 15 out to the 16 to the 17-yard line. He'll be close to a first down.
Jared Ramge, the leading tackler for this team in 2nd in the Western Buckeye League, with a nice tackle, because there was a huge hole there for Hall, and that right side for the Redskin line really opened up a big hole, and that's going to be a first down.
So the Redskins getting out away from the goal line now. They started this drive at their own 7. We're under 7 minutes to play here in this half.
So Hall getting a lot of play here on the offensive side. Cockrell, who's been a little bit dinged up, getting a little rest on the offensive side of the ball this week.
Cameron Locke around the left end. Gets across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Gain of 5 on first down.
And they don't all have to go for touchdowns, Dan. But
it's the shortest run of the night, I think.
Travis Moyer, head coach, who knows a thing or two about winning, who's currently on a 70-game regular season winning streak, going back to his days at Bucyrus Winford. Here at Walpock, has won every regular season game that he's coached them in.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Huffman under some pressure, fires it over the middle, and it's caught and then dropped. Ball still loose and still on the ground, and a mob at the 18-yard line. We'll see who comes out with it.
So the big tight end, Case Childs, made the play with the catch, but was unable to hold on, and that looks like it was Corey Crawford, the standout two-way senior, who was able to jump on the ball. But Case Childs right there, number 88, that would have been his second catch of the year. As we see the replay right there, he had it, and as it got tucked away, helmet right on the ball there by Reichelderfer, knocked it out, and then just a kind of a scramble for the ball right there. And the big guys don't get to touch the ball a whole lot, but he got that big left paw out there and pulled it in while preventing Kenton from getting the ball.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 now. Huffman will roll out to the right, fires it toward the sideline where it's caught, and a first down out to the 30-yard line. A nice reception there by Ethan Good.
Ethan Good, that's his 4th catch on the year, which leads the Redskins kind of modest passing yardage. But that was a big catch. That'll move the chains and give them a first down.
Huffman with a nice throw on the run. And enough for the first down. Excuse me, Paul.
Yeah, and Huffman is very capable, of throwing balls like that, but it's a really nice route there by Good.
Keel wide to the near side left, and the handoff goes to Locke up the middle. He's hit as he gets to the 33 and pushed back, but they're going to give him forward progress to the 34-yard line.
I have full confidence in Cameron Locke being able to cut back and make some plays, but truthfully, that might be what you want him to do, is cut back into the pursuit. That is the strength of the Kenton defense. Playing kind of that tilt 4-3. You always have that middle linebacker right there that you would steer him back to, and Jared Ramge is a sure tackler.
2nd down and 6 now. Huffman under center. He has Hall and Locke in the backfield behind him, and he'll pass. rolls out to the near side. And even with the pressure, he gets the pass away, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, skip off Child's hands right there. Nice little, what they used to call that, a waggle play. With the tight end coming from the backside. You had good going up the sideline, clearing out. Would have been a nice little gain, but not be able to make the catch.
So a 3rd down and 6 now. Landon Hall checks out of the ball game.
So kind of an interesting part of the field and down in distance here with a 3rd and 6. Coach Moyer, could easily put the ball in the hands of Locke right here, or he could try to pass for the 1st down.
Man in motion across the backfield, and they will hand it off to Locke. He goes to the right side, and he's going to slip and fall short of the 1st down at the 38-yard line.
Nice kind of one-arm tackle there by Caleb Morgan. Locke was kind of beyond him. He reached out and grabbed him, and that was enough just to make him lose his balance and keep him short by about 1.5 yards of the 1st down. And Coach Moyer is going to look at it and say, hey, we're up 3 touchdowns. It's the safe play is to just go ahead and punt the ball.
So Cameron Locke will stand back at his 27-yard line to put the foot into this one. 2 men back at the 25 for Kenton to return, with just over 3 minutes to go here in the half. This kick much better by Cameron Locke. He's going to drive the return man back for a fair catch at the 23. So Kenton will get another chance with the ball. They've been able to move it a little bit on their last 2 possessions, but they've ended those drives with turnovers.
Well, and they really wasted a great field position that last time. They've had one really positive play, that 33-yard pass play, but for the most part, the Redskin defense has really kept them in check. So far for the game, they only have 82 yards passing and 16 yards rushing. So
43-yard kick by Cameron Locke. Heights will take it on the first play, and he's going to be drilled after a couple of yards. And there's Maddox Lyles again with a tackle.
Yeah, and Landon Hall right there, too. I really think that Heights, when he runs, needs to stay more to the middle. The Redskins are really spread out covering those 5 receivers. Cockrell's in the middle, and he's going to spy on him. You just have to make him miss.
Low snap. Heights fields it, but he's going to be dropped for a sack back at the 11-yard line. Corey Crawford in there to put them on the turf.
Yeah, Corey Crawford, the same offensive lineman that saved the day with the fumble recovery on the offensive end. By the way, he's a first-team All-WBL guy from last year, playing the defensive end position for the Redskins.
So now the ball back to the 12-yard line. They need to get out to the 31 after a loss of 11 on the last play. Heights staring to the sideline. And now 2 minutes to play in the half as they still are motionless on the Kenton side. And now a timeout going to be taken by Kenton with 1:56 left in the half. Redskins in control here in Wapakoneta, leading 21-0. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Coach Fackler taking a timeout to talk things over with his Wildcats as they face a 3rd down and 18 from their own 12-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play here in the half, and Kenton has turned the ball over with regularity in this game. Here is Heights up the middle of the field, and he gets across the 20 to about the 23. And, Paul, you told him to stay in the middle of the field, and he did.
He did, but obviously he needed a lot more yardage than that. So Wapak will definitely live with that. A good chunky yardage, but still brings up a 4th and long, and then given the field position, it's going to be a no-doubt punt. So Coach Moyer wisely calls a timeout to stop the clock to give his offense the maximum amount of time to be able to try to put some more points on the board.
Now the Redskins are up 21-0, Paul, but all of that scoring done in the first quarter. The Wildcat defense has really been able to shut down Wapak's offense in the second quarter.
Yeah, they haven't been able to put it together, which quite frankly, they haven't really been putting together really long, sustained drives. It's been Cameron Locke's show, being able to get the edge and be able to score. And the adjustment that Kenton has done is he hasn't been getting to the edge. He's had to be able to cut it back the last few times, which not saying he can't find a crease and be able to take it to the house that way too. But there seems to be a lot more pursuit that to be able to control him. But talking about Cameron Locke, he's out on the field right now on a punt return, and again, so dangerous whenever he gets his chance to put his hands on the ball.
He stands at his own 45-yard line along with Lyles, and Locke will field it, brings it to the near side to midfield and into Kenton territory to the 48-yard line. So the Redskin offense, they've had great field position consistently through this first half. And they'll start out with another opportunity here in Kenton territory. They'll spot it at the 49-yard line, and the Redskins will have 1:38 to work with.
Yeah, a relatively decent amount of time when you factor in just the sense of urgency that you're going to have. You can work the sidelines a little bit. Clock's going to stop whenever you get first downs, and you do only have the one timeout, though, to use.
Well, so far their drives have lasted 1:30, 1:39, and 6 seconds. So I would say they have plenty of time. Huffman, with time to pass, fires it out to the right. That ball looked like it may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Yeah, I think Aaron Tillman, the only returning defensive lineman starter for Kenton, a big 270-pounder, I think got his hands on that. He was looking for Case Childs there on the out pattern.
So now 1:34 left in the half, and a second down and 10 coming up.
As we can see with the camera shot, it still is raining. If we had any doubts, it still is kind of raining. Not a hard rain, but just an annoying rain, and most of the players out there probably don't even notice it anymore.
Handoff to Hall, going to the right side, trying to find the edge, and he will dive forward for maybe a yard. A 3rd down and long coming up now for the Redskins.
And, the Redskins, they would like to be able to put some more points on the board, but the biggest thing they can't do, they just can't have, as we can see the rain, you don't want to have a bad mistake. Go into halftime, worst case scenario, up 3 touchdowns. Don't do something that might give momentum to Kenton, because that might be all the spark that they need to get back in the game.
Paul, I must be really focused too, because I didn't even notice it was still raining. Of course, being in the press box may have something to do with it. Pass out to the right, incomplete. And Huffman was trying to connect with Elsas. Still would have been short of the first down, but a 4th down coming up now for the Redskins.
Would have been, and he tried to one-hand it right there. It was probably just slightly outside of his grasp with the one-handed attempt. Would have been definitely a highlight reel if he would have been able to bring that back in. But Locke in punting position, and Kenton able to get a 3-and-out.
Cameron Locke punting again. He has had some practice tonight at doing the punting.
And he's had some good punts and one really poor punt.
This looks like one of the better ones. This will go out of bounds inside the 20-yard line at about the 15.
So we'll see how aggressive that Coach Fackler for Kenton, Brent Fackler, is with the field position, only 45 seconds left. But you want to get back in the game, have something positive. And Fackler, in his second season as head coach, replacing the really legendary career of Mike Mock, who was so successful. He's got a pretty good career here in his second season at 12-4 as head man.
So with just 45 seconds, Kenton will try to take something positive into the locker room. Heights will run it, brings it to the near side, and he's going to be leveled by Landon Hall at the 15-yard line.
And if that play is going to work, Deerdorf needs to be able to get that block right there. He looked like he's starting a stalk block, and then he just kind of stopped his feet, and Hall just went right around him and took down Heights.
And had he been able to get away from Hall, Lyles was waiting for him. So not much there for Heights. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
So, and Kenton looks fairly content just to kind of run this out, lick their wounds a little bit at halftime, and see if they can find a way to figure out how to put a chink into the armor of this Redskin defense.
Well, a big first quarter gives the Redskins a 21-0 lead here at the break. And we'll talk at halftime. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because GA Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, GA Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, think green.
Halftime here at Harmon Field. And the Redskins in control of this one by a score of 21-0. And the Wapak Band doing a tribute to the Armed Forces tonight on a very solemn anniversary here this evening.
Yeah, with the flag at half staff here to celebrate the anniversary of 9/11, and obviously we can all remember where we were at that time.
Mm-hmm. Well, the big first quarter for the Redskins gave them a 21-0 lead, and let's go ahead and take a look at those scoring plays. The Redskins got started first with a 46-yard touchdown run by Cameron Locke. That came at the 7:52 mark in the first quarter. A 3-play, 53-yard drive covering a minute and a half.
Yeah, and just a quick pitch that they actually motioned out to really set the edge.
He was not done by a long stretch. At the 141 mark, Cameron Locke again, this time snaps off a 19-yard touchdown run. His second touchdown of the night, a 3-play, 37-yard drive covering a minute and 39 seconds.
You saw Landon Hall actually putting 2 guys on the ground on that.
And then the hat trick for Cameron Locke. This time 33 yards off the left end. At the 124 mark, his third touchdown of the night. A 1-play, 28-yard drive covering 6 seconds. Tristan Meyer added an extra point after each of those touchdowns to give us our 21-0 halftime score. Now, as good as Cameron Locke was in the first half, Paul, Trenton's offense was that bad. They had that many miscues.
Yeah, Kenton's been held in check right now. They have 4 turnovers for the game, and we're going to take a look at those things. So that's really been telling the tale of the Kenton Wildcat offense. Started off with the first drive, looking pretty good. Had the 4th and short right there, and then just went under center for the first time, which they traditionally don't do. Mishandled, tried to pick it up, and the Redskins picked it up. Then Heights threw 3 interceptions. The first one here by Maddox Lyles on the diving interception. Next one was in the end zone, a scoring opportunity lost by Drew Vall making the interception. And then that hat trick, to steal your phrase once again, there actually on a 4th down play, Landon Hall on the rollout to the right, making the interception right there for the Redskins. So snuffing out another scoring opportunity for the Wildcats.
Now the band was playing, so you may not have heard it, but that was the school bell ringing, because now it's time to step into Sadler's Schoolhouse as we take a look at another play that Maddox Lyles made in the first half. An outstanding tackle on the far sideline.
Yeah, and the 2 games that we've seen, Maddox Lyles coming up has been terrific with his form tackling in space. We saw that right from the beginning. He had his face mask up, knees bent, drove through the man, and he actually separated the man from the ball. Look at his face, his eyes right on his target. That's exactly how it's coached to do. And then he follows through, actually knocks the ball loose. Crawford falls on it for an apparent turnover, but somehow that one was called just a complete pass, and the Redskins moved on anyway.
Paul, the Wapakoneta Daily News and Game Face Ohio sponsor a game day giveaway every night for Wapakoneta home games. Tonight's giveaway was dog tags. Now, if you want to find out what future giveaways will be, check the Wapakoneta Daily News, and they will update you on future giveaways. The Wapakoneta High School Band performing here at halftime.
And it looks like they're joined by some youngins out there too, Dan.
Yep.
So we have, some hardcore fans out here tonight braving the elements. It's week 3, and it's been really warm, most of the week. But, there's a little bit of a chill in the air with some constant rain coming down. And still, considering the weather, a pretty decent crowd.
Second half kickoff is coming up. The Redskins with the lead here tonight, 21-0. We'll be back with the start of the second half after this. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Hello? Call dropped? Hello? No more minutes? Lost your phone? Don't worry. Telephone service from TSC is always crystal clear. Never runs out of minutes. Never has a dead battery. And most importantly, in an emergency, it displays your address for 911. Plus, TSC keeps you connected with free calling in our expanded calling area. Ask about telephone service from TSC today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, pop money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Back here in Wapakoneta for the start of the second half of the Redskins up 21-0. And, Paul, let's take a quick look at first half statistics.
Yeah, the total yardage is not as lopsided as you might think. The Redskins have the advantage 149 to just 101. But really, again, what comes down to it is the turnovers were the biggest difference in the game, as we talked about at halftime, with 4 turnovers for Kenton. The Redskins are going to start with the ball. Cameron Locke has 128 yards on the ground on 9 carries and 3 touchdowns to show for it.
Well, we'll see which offense comes out here in this third quarter for the Redskins, that first quarter offense or the second quarter offense that didn't put up any points.
Well, again, really the difference was just Cameron Locke able to get to the outside. If he's able to turn that corner, no one's going to catch him with his speed. But Kenton was able to prevent him from going to the outside in that second quarter. We'll see if they can continue to do that here in the second half.
Deerdorf will put the foot into it. It's a squib kick that will still be fielded by Locke, but at the 15-yard line. And he'll cut his way back across the 20 to the 23-yard line, and that's where he's finally pushed out.
Well, with the squib kick accomplished in that case, even though the Locke ended up getting the ball anyway, is it screws up the timing of the return. So it just makes it a little bit tougher because you're throwing off your game and what you practice.
Well, the Redskin offense out onto the field for the start of the second half.
And again, important to note that John Bourne continues in at center for the injured Corey Thrush.
2 receivers wide to the right. And a handoff will go to Cameron Locke, who goes to the near side, and he stops short of the line of scrimmage.
Nice form tackle there by Mason Crabtree, and that's the first time I can think of all season that Locke goes for a negative play.
They'll spot it back to the 22. Second down and 12 coming up for the Redskins. So Kenton has figured something out defensively since the end of the first quarter.
Kenton is just traditionally just a hard-nosed defense, and they did not take kindly to giving up 3 long touchdown runs.
Handoff right side, and Hall will get a couple of yards up to the 25. So make it 3, but a 3rd down and 9 coming up. So
really, this is a crucial 3rd down stop for Kenton. if they're able to get a 3-and-out and get the ball back for their offense, they still might, and with decent field position, they might have a chance in winning this game. So we'll see if they can stop the Redskins here on this crucial third down. Redskins are 2 for 5 on third down conversions for the game.
Huffman out of the shotgun, rolls over to the right, looks downfield, fires, and he has Locke open at the 40, and he'll be knocked down at the 41-yard line.
Really nice touch there displayed by Huffman, getting the ball, putting it in a bucket right there to Cameron Locke, who, again, you just have to account for him all over the field. Didn't have an opportunity to make a play really afterwards, but was not needed because that 16 yards was enough for the first down.
And Locke doing a good job of going up and getting that ball. Took a pretty good lick there at the end of that play, but a first down conversion for the Redskins.
Huffman now 5 for 8 passing on the game.
He'll have 3 receivers to his left on this first down play. Handoff, Locke up the middle of the field to the 45, to the 50, spins, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line.
And that's something that we haven't really seen a lot of, going right into the teeth of the Kenton Kenton defense and going through clean. And able to pick up a good chunk of yards there on that first down.
So 30 yards for Cameron Locke on the last 2 plays. Puts the Redskins at the Kenton 45-yard line. Hall and Locke in the backfield behind Huffman under center. It is Locke to the near side. Gets a good block. Nice spin move. And he's going to get down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line.
And we were talking about at halftime, like everyone was talking about Braxton Miller's, spin move, B-button touchdown. And we were mentioned, the only thing Cameron Locke has not done yet is that spin move, and we got a chance to see it that time. Didn't go for a touchdown, but did give him about 5-6 extra yards.
So a nice move there by Locke to bring up a 2nd down and 1. It will be interesting to see Miller's play through the rest of this year because he has transitioned to that versatile back. Huffman back to pass here. Fires it out right side, and it's going to be caught by Locke inside the 30. He'll dive down to the 25-yard line, another first down.
And Huffman for the second time in the drive, picking up a first down, throwing it to Locke, this time on the out pattern. Able to find a little gap in the zone defensive coverage of Kenton. And Locke actually wanted to get a little bit of a break, and Coach Moyer, I think, said, get back in there, young man.
So first down for the Redskins on the 12th play of this drive coming up. 7th play of the drive, excuse me.
You can see the replay from back earlier where they get the big 3rd and 9 conversion.
Here's Locke on the pitch to the right side. And he'll be knocked out of bounds inside the 15-yard line after picking up another first down.
So Coach Moyer definitely decided, you know what, you're staying in there and you're going to carry the ball, you're going to get us a first down. And now Marcus South is in the game. It looks like Cameron Locke's going to get a well-earned breather.
It has been the Cameron Locke drive to this point.
And by far the most sustained drive of the night here for the Redskins.
And the officials will take a timeout on the field down there.
While they're looking at that one, will kind of point out one of the nice things when we do games here at Wapak. See right now our feed is also on the scoreboard, so people are able to check out the camera work that we get to see as well.
Here's a handoff to Hall, left side, not a lot there, gets a couple. Closing in on 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and the Redskins putting together a pretty good drive on their first possession.
Yeah, and a missed opportunity by that Kenton defense. They had a chance for the 3-and-out, was unable to get it, and now Wapak obviously in the red zone is threatening to put more points on the board.
Huffman will be under center. Handoff Hall, left side. He's spun down and he goes down at the 10-yard line. And a flag comes down on the far side of the field.
And we've seen a decent amount of flags this game, and we have another person down. That's Landon Hall is down, the ball carrier on that play.
The trainer out to take a look at him. We will take a break here at the 7:48 mark here in the third quarter. The Redskins with the lead 21-0. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Well, Landon Hall was able to walk off the field under his own power. He's talking to the trainer here on the sideline, so we'll hope everything's okay with him. It's a 3rd down and 6, as you see the play there where Hall was injured. Huffman takes the snap. Pitch to Locke, going to the right. Cuts back to the middle of the field. He'll go down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. Another first down conversion.
Another first down, and that's enough. But again, Kenton showing the ability to make him cut back and not get the touchdown, but still obviously plenty enough to be able to pick up the first down, and now a 1st and goal for the Redskins.
Ball will be spotted at the 4-yard line, and the Redskins will come to the line of scrimmage for the 11th play of this drive.
And considering that the 3 touchdown drives in the first quarter were a total of 7 plays, this is obviously a very sustained drive for the Redskins.
Handoff left side, and Locke will be stopped at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, it's some tremendous hitting going on right there by Kenton. And again, something that they're kind of known for historically, kind of this really physical defense in that tilt 4-3.
So it's 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line now. We'll see what Coach Moyer dials up here. South in the backfield along with Locke.
And South a little bit bigger back right here. Actually gets the call, but stuffed and sniffed out there by the Kenton defense.
They try to go straight up the middle. He got back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on the play, so 3rd down and goal coming up.
And Coach Moore just kind of thinking right there, we got Locke, who's a very explosive player, but we also got a guy who's got a little bit more size to him, and sometimes coaches really like to be able to be a little bit more physical around the goal line, but that time Kenton was not fooled.
Well, and that's a situation, Paul, where Landon Hall would have been in there had he not been injured earlier in the game. Here's the handoff to Locke, left side, and into the end zone for his 4th touchdown tonight.
And the ball came loose, but he had already broken the plane. It doesn't matter if you're still standing up. As soon as you break that plane, the ball is dead. It's a touchdown. Missing the band right here. Usually kind of hear some sort of band and celebration for the touchdown, but it is indeed a touchdown, that, as you mentioned, the 4th touchdown of the evening for Cameron Locke.
So Tristan Meyer will be on to attempt the extra point here. There's the snap. The hold is down for Meyer, and his kick is up and good. 5:57 left, 3rd quarter, and the Redskins with a 4-touchdown lead here at Harmon Field. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Cameron Locke picks up his 4th touchdown tonight. And it came on a 2-yard touchdown run, a 13-play, 76-yard drive that covered 5 minutes and 55 seconds. nearly matching the time of possession that the Redskins had on their other 3 scoring drives.
And really, any type of confidence that you had coming into it, now all of a sudden you're down 4 touchdowns. It's still raining. It's kind of cold. You might not be as motivated as you once were.
Meyer puts the foot into this one. It'll be fielded at the 7-yard line. Bringing it to the near side to the 20, and that's where the trip ends for the return man, Alex Stevens.
So Trent Heights trots onto the field. The first half kind of kept in check, was 13 for 23 passing, but only for 82 yards. And remember, 33 of those came on 1 pass. So the Redskin defense really kind of holding down this potentially powerful offense of Kenton. But again, they've been somewhat inconsistent. Last week they put up 42 points. The week before they were shut out, and they're currently being shut out right now.
Well, Kenton has done a lot of damage to their own offensive production with all the turnovers. Heights will keep it himself. He goes up the middle, and he'll pick up 5 yards on first down.
So again, when you play Kenton in this spread look, you're just not playing your normal defense. You see the defensive linemen not even getting in 3-point stances. There's only 3 of them as opposed to their traditional 4-3 look. You're playing a little bit more linebackers, got an extra defensive back out there, and just, things are just really different. And one thing that Kenton hasn't really been able to been very successful at, that you kind of get from this offense sometimes, is the scramble play. They've not really hit a big play off the scramble play like Kenton traditionally does.
3rd down and 6, and Heights looking. He avoids the sack there and finds himself deep in his own territory at the 7-yard line. Now looking, and he fires it out of bounds on the near side of the field.
Well, that's kind of the scramble play I was referring to, and I started just watching the receivers, and quite frankly, they were moving like they're coached to, but they weren't getting open. The Redskins defenders were stride for stride wherever they tried to cut, whether it was back to the football. I saw one of the receivers try to go deep, and just none of them were open, and Heights had nowhere to go, even though he had a lot of time he made for himself with his feet.
He will stand back at his 11-yard line to kick this one away. Puts the foot into it. Pretty good kick. Lyles will call for the fair catch and make it at the 40-yard line. So again, the Redskin offense will have great field position to start their second possession here of the half.
So coming into this, again, these were the top 2 teams in the Western Buckeye League last year. Had a nail-biter finish last year. Doesn't look like it's going to be the same type of finish with this game right now. But, what I think the Redskins are really doing right now is just kind of flexing their muscles and saying, hey, we are kind of the team to beat here in the Western Buckeye League, as they were last year's champions. But these 2 teams have combined to win 7 out of the last 9 Western Buckeye League championships.
Miracle off the left side, gets across the 40 to the 45 to the 46-yard line.
And again, you have to credit Kenton having won either outright or at least a share of 5 out of the last 7 Western Buckeye League championships.
Cameron Locke will check out of the ball game as South checks in. And you can hear a sigh of relief from the defense as Locke exits the field. Landon Hall back in there in the backfield for the Redskins. He will take the handoff, goes to the right side, finds some room across midfield to the 45, and after picking up the first down, he gets to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, if we can really get a replay on that, the right side of the offensive line really collapsed the defensive lineman of Kenton to be able to spring that for a long gain for Landon Hall.
So it'll be first down for the Redskins at the Kenton 45.
There it is.
Get your look.
So it looked like that was Corey Crawford and Stone Schnarry able to really kind of close down and seal that edge.
Landon Hall gets the handoff again. He's inside to 40, breaking tackles down to the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Just a quick little trap play. That's the first time we've really seen it, kind of up the middle, and it went for a big gain. Again, running that tilt nose, sometimes running a trap is tough. And it's interesting, do you double team that guy? Do you run a little bit wider? But they kind of went right up the middle for 28 yards on that trap play.
They'll spot that one down to the 17-yard line, and the Redskins threatening again to get into the end zone. Two receivers to the left. Huffman under center takes the snap. This time it's South. He goes around the left end, and he'll go down near the 12-yard line.
South had some space right there, but then when he put the brakes on, Aaron Tillman was right there to be able to make the play.
So now we hit the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. Second down and 5 coming up. Make it 6. Huffman under center. He has one wide out. That's good out to the right side. It's Landon Hall to the right, and he'll get down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, a couple yards short of the first down.
You can see Hall really hugging his blockers right there, and that takes a little bit of courage to be able to do so. Your instinct a lot of times is to run for daylight, but in that case, when you're that tight, you really need to stay tight to your guard's block and stay close to his backside, as that's the safest place for you to be.
Third down coming up here in a short yard situation. And Huffman, again with the hard count, draws the defense offsides.
Yeah, that's the third time this game Huffman's been able to draw offsides the Kenton defense and use their aggressive against them. And for, I believe, the second time, it's for a first down.
So with that penalty, that puts them at the 5-yard line, first down and goal.
Now you can see that big run for trap from a few plays ago, Landon Hall, who's kind of set the table right here for great field position as they have the first and goal now.
Hall is in the backfield with South behind Huffman under center. It'll be South going to the right side, looking for the corner, and he will get into the end zone for a touchdown. Marcus South with his first touchdown of the night.
And that's his first touchdown of the year. Coming into the game, he had 47 yards rushing with no touchdown. So the junior, the first Redskin to find the end zone that's not named Cameron Locke.
Tristan Meyer will be out there to attempt the extra point. Snap is there, the hold is up, or the hold is down and the kick is up. And it is good. 1:49 left here in the third quarter, and the Redskins in control, 35-0. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Well, a commanding lead for the Redskins as they are sending notice again to the rest of the Western Buckeye League that they are a force to be reckoned with. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And Meyer's kick will be fielded inside the 25 and back out across the 25 to the 28-yard line. That's where Kenton will start their next possession. Walpock's last drive, 6 plays, 60 yards, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. A 5-yard run by Marcus South and the Tristan Meyer kick to make it 35-0.
And for the second time this year for both teams, with the OHSA rule from last year being a 30-point or more difference, we now have the mercy rule with the running clock. So as long as this score stays where it is, we will continue with the running clock even on incomplete passes or with the ball going out of bounds.
Kenton's offense back out onto the field. They've had a rough night. Heights out of the shotgun, takes a snap with time. He will run it up the middle, and he's sandwiched and then loses the ball, but it goes right into the hands of one of the other Wildcats. Now loose again, kicked by Landon Hall. It'll be over near the sideline. Everybody got to touch it. Let's see who comes up with it. And it looks like Kenton
was able to kind of come back out of that quagmire to get that. But Heights had the ball knocked out from when he thought that, the play was almost over. Whoever the lineman was completely surprised by the ball coming into his hands, as we can see here with the replay. Heights tucked it down, got hit pretty hard there by, I think it was Copeland, and then it was actually
now Landon Hall trying to pick it up, ended up kicking it. That gave Kenton another opportunity to get it back, and they will have it 2nd down and 19 at their own 19. This one caught by Deerdorf, but nothing there for him. They lose a yard on the play.
Excuse me, I think I have problems with my microphone right there. Cockrell was the one that actually kind of knocked it out.
Well, Heights got spun around and took a shot in the back, and that forced the ball loose. That play will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. The Redskins in control here at Harmon Field. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's the merge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Well, a wet night here at Harmon Field, but the Redskins have had a good night and lead at 35-0. Heights on a 3rd down and 20. Escapes one man, still looking for room, and he's going to be sacked back inside the 15-yard line by Marcus South at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Marcus South, who just scored the touchdown the previous drive, now follows that up now with a quarterback sack.
And so Kenton will kick it away. And it will be Lyles and Good back to receive it. So Cameron Locke not out there on the punt return. His 4 touchdowns might get him some time on the bench. Kick is away, and Good will call for the fair catch at the 48-yard line. The clock will run the rest of the way here with the Redskins up 35-0.
And as you mentioned before, this really puts out a statement. Early in the year, you're not always sure what teams are going to be what. And, we did know that Kenton, as good as they've been, just had a lot of losses to graduation. So, you're looking to see Walpock still appears they're going to be one of the teams to beat, if not the team to beat in the Western Buckeye League. And who else is going to rise to challenge them, we'll kind of see. Next week they have Elida, and Elida has one of the more dangerous quarterbacks with Logan Alexander.
New quarterback for the Redskins, and South will take the handoff, goes off the left side for 4.
So it's a Drew Vall in at quarterback. He's a starting defensive back. Actually had an interception, if you recall, back there in the first half. There in the end zone. So we have kind of a mix of there's still some first teamers out there, a lot of second teamers getting some work now as well, though.
Paul, next week we'll be right back here in Wapakoneta when the Bulldogs come to town in what should be another exciting Western Buckeye League contest. That's our feature game.
And in this league, we really have to specify which Bulldogs. It would be the
Elida
Bulldogs.
Excuse me, yes. Handoff here, going to the left side and spinning down inside the 40 is Gertzner.
And Gertzner, he's got some playing time here earlier this season as well. Ran the ball pretty good.
These Kenton Wildcats will be in St. Mary's next weekend. I'm sorry, St. Mary's will be in Kenton to take on the Wildcats. That's our bonus contest.
And there appeared to be a penalty on that to bring it back. So wipes out that run, and now it's a second and about 16.
So the Redskins pushed back to their own side of the field.
But again, you have kind of a mix of people out there, including linemen. See Cole Hogan's still out there, who's a starter. But I also see like Ryan Loudon, a junior lineman that's in there.
Here's Gertzner again, bounces off one tackle, fights his way across the 45 and backs up to the 43-yard line. So a nice run there by Gertzner.
And Stone Schnarry, one of the starting guards that's still in there, he had a tremendous pull and knocked down his man, and then he got back up and helped move the pile. That's the kind of effort that you want to see from your linemen, let alone in a 35-0 game right now where, some of the younger guys and backups are mixed in and you're still going 100%. That's just a great model for people to pattern after.
Two receivers to the left, Vol under center. Takes a snap at Gertzner again, this time to the right side. Across the 40, he's going to be close to and will have the first down to the 37. So a good series of plays there for the Redskins to overcome the penalty and pick up the first down.
Yeah, and some more guys getting in some playing time. Alex Steinke, 6-foot senior, getting in there in the line of scrimmage to be able to play.
This quarter going by fast with the running clock. Now down to 8 minutes to play here. Miller will take the handoff. Goes up the middle of the field to the 30, and he'll power his way down to the 28-yard line.
Real nice cut right there on the trap. If he kept going his course, he would have went right into the linebacker. Instead, he corrected his course, went straight north and south, and was able to pick up a good gain.
Zach Miller, sophomore, 5'8", 200 pounds.
And Colin Goulet in that tight end to take out Case Childs, who I believe was the last starter that was still in. So we have a full second team lineup in there now for the Redskins. Check that, Cole Hogan is still in the game.
Hartman wide over to the left. Conley wide to the near side right, and the handoff is Gertzner. Stays on his feet across the 25. He takes a pretty good pop and goes down at the 24. First down for the Redskins.
Yeah, but again, as a reminder, the clock continues to run because of the OHSA mercy rule. And there Hogan comes out. And into the ball game for him is number 50, Wyatt Moeller.
So first down for the Redskins at the 24-yard line. For Wapakoneta, they are, well, we mentioned we'll be right here next week as the Bulldogs of Elida come into town. So basically 3 home games in a row for the Redskins.
Yeah, because of a surprise home game last week, I guess we kind of failed to mention. Game Face Ohio did do the Walpock game last week, but we were over in St. Mary's and did a tremendous ball game between them and Van Wert. Walpock was in a weird situation where their game was at Shawnee, and because of the lightning, they put off the game and decided, you know what, the field conditions are what they are, we don't want to play here. So Shawnee and Walpock agreed to play Saturday morning here on the turf.
Miller fights through the pile and gets down to the 15-yard line. He'll be close to another Wapakoneta first down.
So, and what that really ends up doing is now Walpock gets an extra home game. Their seniors get to play 6 home games this year instead of just the 5.
Manny Voorhees has checked in at the quarterback spot for the Redskins.
And we saw him against Bell Fountain. He actually threw a really nice pass for first down in that game.
And the Redskins continue to draw Kenton off sides with another hard snap count. That's 4 I believe, tonight.
Yeah, that's the fourth time. So, that's something that Kenton's going to have to work on. You want to be aggressive coming off the ball, but you have to come off the ball, not off the cadence.
Puts the ball at the 10-yard line. Six penalties tonight for Kenton.
And that ties them with Wapak, who also has been flagged 6 times.
3rd down and 1 now. And Miller takes the handoff. He's going to be stacked up immediately at the line of scrimmage.
All kinds of penetration on that. They never really had a chance. So, good job with the push there up front by the Kenton Wildcats.
4.5 minutes left in this one. And the Redskins going to cruise to 3-0. Kenton will now fall to 1-2 as they have had 2 lopsided losses so far this season. Voorhees under center. Here's the snap. And going to the right side down to the 10-yard line is Ashton Meeks.
First time we've called his name at 5'5", 135 senior for the Redskins.
Let's see, it looks like it's going to be a 3rd down coming up.
10th play of the drive here for the Redskins as they approach their end zone where their student body is. Not as quite as full as I've seen it in some occasions. I think the weather had something to do with that. But still a pretty good showing for the student body, and they always kind of like going to that end zone where their friends are.
Meeks going to be stopped for a loss back to the 16-yard line.
So that'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see what they decide to do. Some coaches, will just opt to run the offensive play here, and that's what Coach Moyer will do because we're doing the field goal. Sometimes you have to weigh what's, the proper sportsman-like thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And even though you think they could running up the score, they're not running up the score. They're just going to run an offensive play, work on execution from the 15-yard line.
So Voorhees will be under center. Miller and Meeks in the backfield, and it'll be Voorhees to keep it. Looking for the corner. He is going to get hit and dropped as he gets to the 14-yard line, and the ball will go over to Kenton on downs.
Yeah, not fooled at all with sophomore C.J. Cook for the Kenton Wildcats, and that will be a turnover on downs for the Redskins. And this is one of the rare times that they actually do stop the clock, and this running clock is on a change of possession.
Well, and you see Coach Moyer talking to Voorhees after that play. Obviously, he wanted him to learn something by running that play, and they talked about it afterwards.
And so do want to point out that our clock is incorrect on our graphic. It is about 2:34 and counting right now left in the game.
Heights back to pass, fires over to the right where it's caught across the 20 to the 24-yard line. And that was Hunter Phillips on the reception.
So Wapak.
My mic cut out there for a second.
Wapak, at least it's not having some of the Patriots play-by-play going on in our headphones.
That's a good point, yeah.
So as we approach the 2-minute mark, worth pointing out that the Redskins are looking for recording their 2nd shutout of the season if they're able to hold on to this 35-0 lead.
1st down and 10 out to the 27-yard line. Heights back to pass, fires it over to the near side, and miscommunication there between he and Deerdorf. That pass was at a good 3 or 4 yards behind him.
Yeah, and Logan Meeker there almost with interception.
2nd down and 10 coming up. Heights getting some pressure. Rolls out to the right side, looking, fires over the middle. That one incomplete, and flags come down as there was some contact between Phillips, the intended receiver, and the cover of the Redskins.
And that's going to be pass interference on Wapak. And, that was actually David Haver, defensive lineman, sophomore, actually had Heights flushed out, but they're still going to get a positive. We'll see here on the replay. Number 75 in your scheme, you see there, comes free, flushes him to the right. Again, that's a scramble drill that we talked about before, which a lot of times Kenton kind of springs the guy open, and they have not been able to here tonight.
Heights fires it deep down the center of the field where Deerdorf makes the reception, and Kenton will get on the board for the first time tonight with 44 seconds remaining in this game. And that was a rifle shot that Heights threw.
And so much for the shutouts that I was talking about as the Wildcats get on the board. Heights has quite an arm. That's his 4th touchdown pass of the year. Obviously, first one tonight. And that was a 58-yard touchdown pass right there for the Wildcats, as with 44 seconds left in the game, they're on the board. And something that's kind of different for Kenton this year, instead of going for 2, they are here to kick an extra point.
So Deerdorf catches the pass and goes into the end zone and then tacks on the extra point himself. So just 44 seconds left in this game, Paul, and Coach Moyer has to like what he's seen so far from his Redskins team. They got bogged down in that second quarter offensively, but rebounded nicely in the second half.
Yeah, you're not always going to be able to score every possession, and sometimes you just want to not hurt yourself, and that's what they were able to do. You know, kind of conversely, we were talking about the Ohio State game. You know, it was actually kind of mirrored a little bit, where Ohio State had a great first quarter. The Redskins had a great first quarter, but the Buckeyes made mistakes in that second quarter, which allowed Virginia Tech to get into the football game. The Redskins never made those mistakes, and instead it was Kenton that continued to make mistakes, which didn't allow them to take advantage of some opportunities that could have got them back into the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Redskins lose the shutout, but they haven't been in control of this game since the opening kick. Cameron Locke with another big night, 4 touchdowns for him.
And we got Lucas Shade back deep, and as you see the replay right here, showing off a really strong arm. Deerdorf wide open on the post pattern, and onside kick.
And it looks like Kenton has recovered it. One of the Redskins got to it early, but not able to hold on to it. And Kenton executes the onside kick. No time ticked off the clock there. 44 seconds remain.
Oh, and understand that now that the difference is 28 points, the mercy rule is off, so the clock will stop as normal now.
So Kenton's offense back out onto the field. Heights connecting with Deerdorf for the 58-yard touchdown pass on their last possession.
Walpock with a lot of youngsters out there on defense.
And Kenton certainly going to air it out again here. Fires it over to the near side. And the catch is made and brought down quickly is Alex Stevens.
And we should mention that, you know, Kenton is just really, really young themselves. They have all kinds of juniors and sophomores in their starting lineup. So, you know, they are opting to keep most of their frontline guys in, but for the most part, they're kind of the same age of the guys that they're playing against.
Heights fires it over to the right side where it's caught for a first down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. 15 seconds left in this one. Heights with time, fires it left side where it's caught. And Stevens is going to be dropped by 3 red shirts at the 21-yard line, and a first down for Kenton.
And Meeks there to be able to make the play, and unless Kenton really hurries up, that might be the last play as they blow it in.
And that will be it. Kenton not able to get off another play, and the final score here from Harmon Field tonight, the Redskins 35 and the Wildcats 7. We'll come back and wrap this one up for you. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, Cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
A wet night here at Harmon Field, but that didn't slow down the Redskins. They had a red-hot night and finished 35-7 over the Kenton Wildcats in a game that they dominated from start to finish, Paul.
It did, and it shows in the statistics as well, where Wapak dominated in the first downs 18-10. Was primarily ground-based attack of the Redskins, who got 267 yards on the ground and had an overall total yards advantage of 318 to 189. Leading the way on the ground was Cameron Locke, as you would expect, who had 16 rushes for 169 yards. Those 4 touchdowns that we'll see in a little bit. Also had 27 yards receiving for 196 yards of total offense. Trent Heights leads the way, obviously, passing with 21 for 33 passing for 179 yards, a touchdown, 3 big interceptions, though. And then Deerdorf had 5 catches, 64 yards, including a touchdown.
Well, the Wapak offense got started early and often, and it, as usual, it came in the hands of Cameron Locke. They took advantage of turnovers by Kenton to add to their score. Here's the first score of the ball game. It came at the 7:52 mark in the first quarter. Cameron Locke, 46 yards for the touchdown. The Meyer kick made it 7-0. Then Cameron Locke off the right side for 19 more. And there you see Landon Hall with a devastating block to help him out. 3 plays, 37 yards, a minute and 39, and 14-0 in favor of the Redskins. Then just 20 seconds later, Cameron Locke again, this time off the left side, 33 yards and a touchdown, and it gave the Redskins a 21-0 lead. They didn't take their foot off the pedal. Then the third quarter, Cameron Locke again, 5:57 left in the third quarter, a 2-yard Cameron Locke run, and that drive, 13 plays, 76 yards, most of them in the hands of Cameron Locke. And then the final score of the night for the Redskins, Marcus South, 5 yards and into the end zone for a touchdown, a 6-play, 60-yard drive, covering 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Kenton got on the board late with just 44 seconds remaining in the game. This touchdown pass, 58 yards from Heights to Deerdorf, and then Deerdorf tacked on the extra point to get us to our final score of 35-7. So the Redskins not able to hold on for the shutout, but they do win convincingly 35-7. Our next ball game will be right back here in Wapakoneta, as the Elida Bulldogs will be in town next Friday night to take on the Redskins. We want to thank our sponsors here tonight, Astro Lanes. They have a big PBA event going on this weekend, and from what I understand, they have some pretty good pizza over there as well. We want to thank our crew who braved the weather here tonight to bring you a good ball game. Our producer is Todd Utrip, our technical director Adam Dell, our statistician, as always, A.J. Lisi. On cameras, Jim Miller, Jordan Menning, Mitch Doty, and Cody Voorhees. And they did a great job in the elements tonight to bring you tonight's ball game. Paul, anything before we go?
Yeah, just a lot of streaks extended. Coach Travis Moyer, as you can see right there, has now won 71 consecutive regular season wins. A slight correction on a fact check. The Western Buckeye League streak is now at 19 games for a winning streak for the Wapak Redskins, and the regular season winning streak is now 21 games.
So some impressive streaks continued here tonight as the Redskins win by a final score of 35-7. For Paul Sadler, I'm Dan Hearn. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You've been watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.